Hey, y'all. We're back for another episode of Haute Paire. I'm Jazz.
And I'm Tab.
And this week is a little bit different. We know we're into the new year, but we wanted to take it back a little bit.
Let's take them back.
Take it back Tuesday. So, I'm not sure if you guys have picked up on this between our stories, but
we're cousins.
We're cousins. Only whole cousins. Like
our parents had the same parents.
Yes. Our mom.
Well, our mom and dad. Our mom had the same mom and dad.
Right. We actually kind of grew up more siblings, right?
Right.
So, my mom was 8 of 9, and Mary was 6?
6 of 9.
6 of 9. A grandma had 9 kids.
She was popping that thing.
She was popping that thing down, Crenshaw. Let me stop. Because both of those kids, all her kids are from 2 marriages. Like, she was not popping that.
She was married.
They just lived in the country and they had television back
exactly.
then. So our moms were really close, and we grew up more as siblings. We either y'all were at our house, we were at y'all's house.
She was at our house
every weekend,
every
summer, all that,
spring breaks, everything,
all that. So we have a childhood, or I feel like we have so many like stories from our childhood that
many memories
that we laugh about now, but felt like real stuff.
like the time we all snuck into the swimming pool while my Aunt Trisha was at work, and Jasmine got us caught.
No. Your baby sister got us caught. Davina got us caught.
No, we would have never got caught if you would have never had wet pants. And you know the excuse she had to take off her wet pants? She got crabs.
See, so what happened was we weren't supposed to be in the pool. We lived in an apartment complex. Mom was like, don't get in the pool. I'm like, okay, ha. Well, we got in the pool. Well, her baby sister, Davina, my cousin Davina, was like, well, I'm going to tell your mom. No, you ain't going to tell mom. Then I got wet pants. So instead of me saying I had cramps, I ran in the house, because that's what I was trying to say, I had cramps. I was also, 10?
Yes.
11? Nowhere near menstruating at all. Ran in the house, hid on the side of the couch. Mom was like, why are you hiding? I said, I got cramps.
Oh, and Trisha knew that was a lie. She knew that was a lie.
So I got my behind toe up. Because she was like, I told y'all not to get in the pool. And you got in the pool. I guess our parents were very big on, they loved us, but they definitely spanked us.
Right.
Especially your mom. Your mom was known for
she didn't play. She did not play.
Mary Benaire didn't play.
And she'll let you know she didn't play.
We used to get group spankings.
Oh, remember the time we all got a group spanking for fighting?
Yes.
Okay, we're in the apartment complex. Jasmine is doing what she normally does,
I think
reading.
There's a trend here.
Doing what she does, reading on the steps. Me and the other siblings, we're out fighting. Jasmine caught a beat down because she didn't want to help fight, and we caught a beat down because we were fighting.
It was one of those, you're going to get your whooping anyway. You might
right,
as well.
right. You might as well get ready.
Right. So we learned at a young age, you stick up for your cousins. Like, you stick up for your family.
Right.
If one goes down, everybody
goes down.
And it was 9 of us?
9?
On any given day, it was like 9 of us.
Right. If not more.
Right. So if we were challenged, you challenged the whole herd. But yeah, no, Tavara was right. I really didn't. I was the kid who was outside reading because our moms, I feel like all of our elders were like, look, if you're a child, especially in summertime,
you're going to be outside. You're going to be outside.
You're going to be outside. So they were like, I don't care what you do, but you need to get outside with the rest of the kids and stay out of grown folk business.
Right.
So I would be outside reading, and they'd be outside riding their bikes or whatever, or selling perfume that
made out of like flowers or something like that.
In baby jars. I do remember that. We used to sell perfume with flowers and baby
bees
jars.
used to chase us
and
too.
Bees used to chase us. Jeremy used to pull us around in our chariot. He'd tie a jump rope.
Oh my gosh.
You remember?
Yes.
He tied a jump rope to a buggy. Jeez,
a shopping cart.
A shopping cart.
You know we lived in the hood.
I didn't know y'all lived in the hood until I was older though. I didn't know they lived in the hood.
Girl.
I didn't know. But yeah, no, we had some
interesting
good times.
memories.
We had some. It wasn't. I don't think it was until we got a little bit older that we went from like being together every weekend and every summer to go into, like, we did daycare and y'all did
the center. Right.
Which was similar to daycare.
It was.
Yeah, but y'all weren't there all day. You would only stay there for a few hours.
Yeah, and then we would leave.
Right. And so me and Misha would go to daycare. All day because our mom worked.
Right.
So that was nice. And then when we got older and we aged out of daycare, we went back to spending every weekend.
Every weekend and holidays together.
Right. So whether it was going to Casa Ole.
Oh my God.
So let's jump into this.
I have to tell this.
You want to tell
because
it?
Because it was so many. Okay, my mom had 7 kids. And there was so many of us that we never went out to eat. I think the only time we went out to eat was Church's Chicken.
Ooh,
like,
Lord.
that was it. And
No more Church's.
I hate Church's Chicken to this day.
No more Church's.
And with my aunt, the 2 girls, which is me and my sister Tasha, we used to go to my aunt Trisha's house, which is Jasmine's mom's house. And she would get these free coupons from my uncle. These free Casa Ole coupons for, what was it?
It was buy one adult meal and you get a child meal free.
It was only one adult, though, and that was my aunt.
Yeah. But the see, let me tell you, my mama was smart.
She had a way.
And I got my smarts from my mom. My mom said it didn't say buy or you get a free adult or you get a free kids meal per adult.
Right.
It said buy one adult meal, you get kids meal for free. So she bought one adult meal.
And all 4 of us.
And the rest of us got free.
Sometimes 5 of us.
Sometimes 6.
Got free. What they got? Dinner amigos?
Yep.
Man, I was never so happy to see a chip and dip in my life.
we did a lot of Casa Ole. Like, my mom was
did.
a coupon queen. Like,
I loved her for that, man.
Whew.
You just don't understand.
I mean, my mom could make a dollar stretch.
She could.
And I'm trying to be as good as my mom with that. My mom had coupons for everything. She had envelopes. She had books, like
binders.
Like, she
tried
didn't believe in playing
She tried
full
to teach
price.
my mom. My mom was like, I'm not having that.
Right. Well, she had to run after 7 kids.
Exactly.
So
she didn't have time to be clipping no coupons.
She didn't have time for that. But no, my mom did not believe in paying full price for anything. And I am getting to be the same way. I feel like I am the same way. Right?
Yeah, you are.
Right. But one of my speaking of mama-isms, one of my favorite mama-isms. So my mom loved
the bald head
Joe, Chico DeBarge, Michael Jordan.
Yeah, she had an infatuation with bald head men.
For some reason, my dad was not bald head. I don't think anyone my mom dated was bald.
Not at all.
But she loved bald head men.
And she said it exactly like that.
I mean, and that was just one of her
many sayings. I used to love when she said, "God damn it, Lamisha." And Lamisha is her younger sister. But I loved when she said that, "God damn it, Lamisha." And I still mark her this day, but I just plug my child's name in. And it is just so funny.
I mean, she was just, it was a lot of good memories. I mean, and our moms have since passed. Like, my mom passed in 2003. And
mine in 2013.
2013. So it's always nice to think back on these. But Mary had some good sayings.
She had a way with words, and she was known for her witty sarcasm.
Oh, yeah.
I think my favorite was...
She cut you down without cussing you out.
Oh, yeah, she will cut you down without cussing you out. I think my favorite was she used to smoke. And so people were like, "Are you going to die from the cancer sticks?" or something like that.
Yeah.
And she was like, "So will a big truck if you stand in front of it. It'll kill you."
Oh, yeah, because we used to be like, "Hey, Mary, those cancer sticks are going to kill you." And
right.
She was like, so will a big truck if you stand in front of it. It was little stuff like that. Like, Aunt Mary had a way with words.
She really did.
She truly did. And she was one of the people, she taught me that you didn't have to curse to get your point across.
Now, she had some cuss words now.
She used to make up some cuss words. Don't miss Bible study. Because you're back there playing around on the phone. Like, our moms were the moms who were like, "Oh, you know all them songs on the radio? You better know them."
Right. You better know them Bible verses.
You better know them Bible verses.
All 66 books of them Bible? Oh, don't think we didn't learn it.
Right. You better know them. But, I mean, just great mama-isms. And I feel like they, as much as I said, "Oh, I want to be like my mom when I grow up."
You see yourself being like Aunt Trisha.
Every day. Like, every day.
And it's coming out of me, too.
Oh, yeah, totally.
It's definitely coming out of me.
Our moms are also our biggest supporters.
Right.
I I feel like my mom supported me in like every aspect, like everything I wanted to do. When I was in middle school, I wanted to be a cheerleader. That didn't last long. It didn't, and my mom wasn't there when I cried because I didn't make it in 6th grade. But I ended up doing band, and my mom was that band mom. Like, she was the mom who was at every concert. She was at every
football game.
Oh my gosh, she worked concessions as well as sat over there with the band. Like, my mom was that mom. Everybody knew my mom. And Mary, she had 7 kids, but y'all.
Oh yeah,
everybody did something.
Right.
She was like, you gonna do something.
Like when I was in dance, she would try to do the dance moves. I'm like, Mama, slow down. You don't have it like you used to. You used to be on the 50-yard line a long time ago. Not now.
But they were super, super supportive. And that's something that, like, I'll always, like, remember and cherish.
Right.
What was something else? What else? I feel like Aunt Mary used to come to our games, too.
She did, because Aunt Trisha drug her out there. Like, it's safe to say that they were, like, the best friend sisters.
They were.
Like, really close.
They really were. Because it was, Uncle Paul between them?
Right.
So, yeah, it was Aunt Mary, Uncle Paul, and then my mom. And so they were the ones who grew up. They were, 2-3 years apart?
Right,
they
were
weren't that far apart. So they grew up close together. So it's only right that their kids grew up closer together. So one of the funny things, I don't know if Aunt Mary was there for this, but my freshman year of high school, it was homecoming game. And our show that year was Metamorphosis. And so we'd only performed about half of it, not even half of it, for that game. And my ending set for that show, or my ending set for that movement, was me marching straight down the 50-yard line. I had 8 steps, like literally 8 steps, straight in a row, nothing. I tripped and fell. Not only did I fall, I broke the flute that I was borrowing from the middle school that I went to.
Trisha was mad about that. I remember that.
She was mad about that because she thought we had to pay for it. We ended up not having to pay for it. Shout out to Bama. Shout out to insurance. Shout out to Bama. But she let that anger subside, or she hid that anger because she saw me crying. Like, I cried so hard. I was not hurt. My feelings were hurt.
Right.
I was not hurt. My mom ran out there, and she was super, super supportive. And in that moment, it's like, that was the embodiment of everything that she was. Like, she withheld her anger. She was that loving parent. And everybody knew that she was that loving parent, and she was super supportive.
I remember a time when, to piggyback off what you were saying, Trisha was really supportive and she was super loving. I remember Christmas time. Like, I was always the one to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning, waking all the kids up like, hey, it's time to open gifts. Jasmine, we had bunk beds in the room. Jasmine was at the top bunk. And Jasmine, like, she jumped, like, Jasmine, it's Christmas, wake up. She jumped from the top bunk, and I don't know how she fell, but it had to be the funniest thing ever. All the kids were laughing. My mama, she didn't play, she laughed. And her mom picked her up like a baby and cradled her and was like, it's just gonna be okay. Little did she know, and Trisha was getting her laugh on, baby. She was laughing.
And I was big. I was what, 7, 8?
Yes,
I was big. I was not.
And she was cradling
and she
you like
she was cradling
an infant.
Like an infant. And I mean, I do that to my nieces and nephews now. I'm
Shame
telling y'all,
on
I was just cradling my niece yesterday. We were watching a movie and I was up there rocking her back and forth. My niece is 6, y'all. Like, I don't. And to this day, I don't get on bunk beds. I do not do the top of bunk beds for that very reason, because I'm not gonna fall again. Camps.
I mean, we had a ladder.
I don't know how I fell.
Because you didn't take the ladder.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, you
just
just skipped the pad. Exactly.
I was just so excited. Well,
for Christmas.
That excitement has subsided. And I don't do bunk beds. Freshman year of college, they were like, oh, we can move your bed up. You can move my bed down.
Right. I'll take the bottom.
Right.
I'll take the bottom.
You can move my bed down. I'm not getting up high anymore. I remember that because I ended up sitting on Jamie while we were opening presents because I was hood.
Jasmine is a big faker. Like,
I was a big faker. I was a big faker. I was a faker, and my nephew now does me like that. He suckers me like that. But speaking of like childhood, what was your favorite thing? Like, what's one of your most favorite memories?
I would say Chip Fridays. My little sister's dad, rest his soul, he would come in every Friday. Stop it. He would come in every Friday after work and bring like 20 bags of those Like, they were 25 cents at the time. 25-cent bag of chips, and I used
Back
to
when
always
chips
pick
used to be
Doritos.
25 cents.
I think that was my favorite memory because we didn't get chips often. Like I said, there was so many of us, so she didn't buy like snacks or junk or anything like that. We just got
She bought them pickles.
Well, she bought pickles, but she didn't buy a lot of snacks. It was so many of us. And I just loved Chip Fridays. Like, every Friday I knew a chip was coming, and I was gonna be at the front door waiting on that Dorito.
Just waiting on.
And Davina loved her barbecue chips.
My gosh, Davina loves some milks and what was it?
Her kid food.
Her kid foods. And my mom. So Davina was the baby. Davina is the baby. She was 94,
right?
Well after Misha and the
Almost.
twins. So Davina was born like 5-6 years after everybody else. So everybody babied her. So she looked like a Cabbage Patch doll, and she still looks like a Cabbage Patch doll, and people called her that. And she was like, "I want some chocolate milk and some chips." And so that's how my mom used to tease. You want some chocolate milks and some chips? But yeah, she's right. Chip Friday was a thing. I mean, Juan came in with bags of chips, and we knew snack time.
It was Snack Friday.
It was snack. It was.
I look forward to Snack Friday even now.
Who you telling? I'm like, ooh, $1.25 for some cracklings. Let's go. I think what I really liked was, one of my favorite things from childhood was like getting lost in books. Like, I loved hanging out with y'all, but I really loved like getting lost in books. And one of the book series that really helped shape me was the Harry Potter series. And my mom, so we read it in 5th grade. It came out in, I think, 99. So we read it in 5th grade, but we had to get permission from our parents before we could read it.
Right.
So my mom was like, well, let me read it. Let me see.
Remember, she didn't want you reading it.
She didn't want me reading it.
She was like, "It's witchcraft."
Exactly. My mom was a Christian mother. She was like,
"It's witchcraft."
So she read it. She deemed that it was acceptable, and she let me read it. Well, I got hooked, and so she bought the books. I read the books, and that love is passed on even further because now my nephew, who's 8. I just bought him. Yeah, he loves the movies. I just bought him the first 3 books for Christmas. He was like, "I want some books for Christmas." I was like, "What kind of books?" He's like, "Nanny, I think I'm ready to read the Harry Potter books." So I bought him the first 3, and we're reading them together. So something that started in '99,
right
now, decade later, well over a decade later, is still passing down. So I love it.
But you passed it down to my son now.
And
you
I
bought
did,
him his first Diary of a Wimpy Kid book.
I sure did.
And now he's in love with those books.
I love them. So I'm not sure if you guys know this. I'm sitting up here in my Letterman jacket.
Oh, bless
I just
her
want
heart.
to. I mean, I feel like I should have said something before. I'm sorry for not saying anything before. This is my high school Letterman jacket. I lettered in band. I'm telling you, our mom supported this.
Right.
Because I played flute from 6th grade probably to all the way through
11th grade?
No, I played it in college.
Really?
Through sophomore year of undergrad, yeah. I played
know
flute. I was drum major when I was in high school. My senior year of high school, I was head drum major. Like, it was real. Parent supporters. When I moved in, so when my mom passed in 2003, moved in with my dad and my stepmom. And they were just a supporter. Like, Candace is my stepmom. And she, too, was a band mom. But not only was she a band mom, she was a football mom. She was a cheerleader mom. Because all of us, so we all went to Lamar, which was the family school.
Right.
So me and Misha were in band. Me and my sister were in band. Our cousin Robin was a cheerleader. And Ashton was on the football team. So Candace had band mom on the front of her shirt, cheer mom on the back, and then a pin for Ashton. I mean, just all kinds of support. And I feel like that's what kids need in their childhood, right?
You're absolutely right.
Especially with everything that's going on now. Like, people are like, oh, my kids are so distant. It wasn't like that with us.
Well, it's still not like that with me.
No.
My child is super close to me.
Oh, my gosh. Super, super close. Speaking of close.
Like, we're still close.
We are. I feel like it's because we were raised together,
right?
Though. So, like, in addition to this,
we travel together.
We do. We go on family vacations at least once a year.
Right. We talk every day. If not twice a day.
Tavari is the only person I talk to every day. Like, y'all, I live by myself. There are times where I walk home and I put my phone on Do Not Disturb because I don't want to deal with the world. She's on that list of people who could reach me on my do not disturb
And
list.
I call her all the time. Like, I know her nap
calls
schedule.
me. She does.
I know when she wakes up.
She called me yesterday?
Yeah, I know her.
Yeah, she was like, "Are you laying down for your nap?" And I'm like, "I am. It is about 12:30 on a Sunday, laying down for my nap." But no, we're extremely close. We went to Atlanta for my birthday.
Right.
Like, I knew I wanted to do something kind of quasi big for my 29th birthday, but I didn't know what I wanted to do, and found cheap flights to Atlanta, and she was the first one I called. And
Right, and we're going to Aruba.
we're going to Aruba
This
for
year.
my 30th. So we're doing Jamaica together.
Right.
We're just
Still close.
We're still close. We're still
Very
close.
close.
Definitely very close. I think another one of my favorite memories from my childhood. Like, I feel like we had kickbacks before kickbacks were a
Right.
thing.
Well, so many of us, we could have a
Exactly.
A party every weekend.
It was a party every weekend. So when people were like, "Oh, kickbacks," nah, bruh. Like, it was 10, 12 of us on a good
in
weekend.
the den.
In the den.
Sweating. Watching the box TV. But you couldn't tell us that we did not have a good time.
You couldn't with our nachos.
Right. Or hot dogs,
Our hot
no
dogs
chili.
and our orange punch.
Right.
Our Tampico.
Our Tampico, you couldn't tell us
We low
that
key
we didn't have a
kept
party.
Tampico.
We did. We kept it afloat. I'm a firm believer in that.
We kept Tampico.
We
afloat.
did.
Lord. See, and I didn't know back then. Like, these were things that I feel like we took for granted. Our parents weren't worried about, oh, well, these kids can't have high fructose corn syrup, or they can't have this.
Right.
The only thing they cared about were our allergies. So we didn't have nuts around Misha.
Right.
And we didn't have strawberries around me.
you.
Everything else was fair game.
Right.
Everything else is fair game. But you mentioned the den. Music. We danced.
We danced our butts off.
We danced our butts off. Whether it was in the den, whether it was in the backyard running around chairs.
Right.
Whether it was making up cheers. We danced a lot. What were some of your favorite songs?
I think one of my favorite songs was Shorty Swing My Way. Like, that's me. And I used to get my bop. Shorty Swing My Way.
I feel like that's one of the, like, ghetto
Ghetto
anthems.
staples.
Yeah, oh, it's totally a ghetto staple. Like, and it's one of those, like, once you hear the chorus, or you hear that bass line and then you hear the chorus, you're like, that's it.
That's it.
That's it. You be like, you get your Tootsie
Yes.
Roll. I mean, you get your
Tootsie
body roll.
Not a body roll.
You put your hands on these and you work that back just a little bit because that's all you could do
Yeah.
at 10. Because
Before
anything
getting
else will get you beat. Anything else would get you beat. You be like, oh, you out there being fast?
Yes.
You out there
You know they
being
love
fast?
that word fast. I still don't know what fast is, but you know what?
No one
you out
does.
there
No
not
one does.
promiscuous, but fast.
And you couldn't say you alive.
Yeah. Oh, and get slapped.
And get slapped. That's the story. Filma. Me and Misha wrote the thesaurus on, or we read the thesaurus numerous times trying to get around what
Lie.
you could and couldn't say. Lie.
You're not telling the truth.
Not telling the truth. Bye 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 was one of my favorites.
Okay, Jasmine's the biggest NSYNC fan. Everybody, like,
That's
I think
true.
she was a part of the group.
I mean, I won't say that was a part of the group, but
If you know the dance routines and your mom put you on stage to let you do the dance,
my mom did. She really encouraged me. She was like, get out there and do the dance, baby. But my mom was just super encouraging, period. So my mom was a parent who, if it was positive in your life and it was something that, like,
Right.
you really enjoyed, she would support you in it. So whether
Right.
it was band, whether it was dance, whatever like that, she would support me in it. So my mom, no lie, she would see, like, chapsticks or games or, like,
Notebooks
fruit snacks
or
or
anything.
notebooks or magazines or whatever at the store with NSYNC on it, and she'd pick it up for me, and she'd come home, oh, I saw this at Kroger, and
she
I
would
thought
make her
of you.
dance for it. She would make her do the bye 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 dance for it, and
She
that
really
was
would.
funny.
That would, yeah, it was funny. But no, so funny story. NSYNC came for their celebrity tour here, and 104. This is back when people used to call into the radio station for tickets.
Mhm.
Or call into the radio station for anything, really. They were giving away a pair of tickets every hour for like 4 or 5 days. And in my head, I was 12, 13? I was like, okay, cool. I got a great chance at winning these
Right.
tickets. Not realizing that there are 3+ million people in Houston.
They were
Probably the
calling
same
in
thing.
for
Right.
the same thing.
So every day, few hours a day, I would pull out my radio at a a flashlight, a purple flashlight radio.
I remember that.
And I would turn it on to 104 and wait for them to play an NSYNC song and try and be the 9th caller or the 7th caller or whatever like that. So, like I said, they did this every day for like 4 or 5 days.
Right.
By like the 3rd day, I was running on like no sleep because I was calling in the middle of the night too. My mom, she woke up in the middle of the night to go use the restroom. And I had just turned on the radio and I was listening to, trying to hear an NSYNC song to see if I could call in and win tickets. She peeked around. She was like, if you don't put that damn phone down and turn off that radio, I got you tickets. I was like, oh, you did? And she was like, yes, you ruined the surprise.
Jasmine.
But that's just the type of mom that she was. Like, she was like, look, it's positive in your life. You're doing great in school. Like, she was like, we reward you. Right. Great behavior. And so she did. She bought me Justified tickets. Like, she supported my habit. And I'm so grateful for that because, you know, Justin Timberlake's about to go on tour again. And because of my mom, I still love them. And I still love him. And I'm going to the tour with that. I think another one, they don't make pop music like they used to. Wannabe was another really good one.
Spice Girls?
Spice Girls, yes. Like, girl pop groups aren't the same as what they used to be.
I think we only have Fifth Harmony.
That's it. Like, Spice Girls,
There was somebody for everybody. Me I wasn't Mel B.
Exactly, but there was somebody for everybody, right?
Right.
Like, you had Sporty Spice. You had Mel B, who we all thought we were because she was the only black one. Because I'm black.
No, what's her name?
Posh?
No, I wasn't her with the red hair.
Babe. Oh, you were Ginger Spice.
Yeah, I was Ginger Spice at one point in time.
But, I mean, there was somebody for everybody. And their songs, I felt like their songs were kind of appropriate.
They were.
A little bit. I mean, listening back to Wannabe as an adult, you want to get with me?
Didn't y'all have Spice Girls dolls and we kind of stole them?
Yeah, there was that.
Yeah,
there was that. I mean, but what was it? What's stealing between cousins? Because I'm pretty sure there was some stuff.
Well, if you never gave it back, that's stealing.
Oh.
No, I don't think we ever gave it back.
Oh, okay, well, there's that. But I think one of my favorite childhood staple songs, and this was played at like every middle school dance, everything, Tootsie Roll.
Butterfly, that's
let me see that Tootsie Roll.
Yeah.
I mean, this was like the start of the songs that teach you or that tell you what to do.
Right.
Like before the bunny hop,
the cha-cha slide,
the wobble. It was Tootsie Roll. So they took to the left, to the left, to the right, to the right, to the front, to the front.
I cannot Tootsie Roll to save my life right now.
I mean, you know, I feel like our body moved differently back then. It don't move like that anymore. Like now, I need the step dances. Like I can't do that anymore. But it was, I mean, this song was played at every house party.
Right.
It was played every one of our birthday parties where we had the cakes and hot dogs.
And it was back-to-back birthday parties.
Back-to-back birthday. Back-to-back birthday parties. Right. We were all born in like similar months. You and Tasha were back-to-back, and Misha.
Misha was back-to-back.
I was the only one in August.
Yeah, it was the first half of the year and the second half of the year.
Yeah, first half of the year and second half of the year.
Right.
Man.
But yeah, this song definitely was a staple.
Staple.
Right.
Staple. Because it was one that we could dance to and we wasn't being too fast. Oh my gosh. They were just, we had a good childhood.
We really did.
We had a really, really good childhood.
We really did. Special thanks to our mother.
Yeah, definitely. So, I feel like you said earlier, as much as we didn't want to turn into our moms, I feel like we slowly have. So, what's something that you learned from your mom that you carry with you now?
I think my biggest life lesson that I was taught from Mama was she always used to say, wherever you go, make sure your child goes with you. And I didn't understand that until I got older. Mm-hmm. What she meant was, if you're down, make sure your child is down with you. Mm-hmm. If you're up, make sure your child is up with you. Every little test and trial that you go through, make sure that your child is right there, so they'll know when they get to that point in their life, they've watched you go through it and grow through it.
Right. So they know what to do.
Right.
In that situation.
So that was my biggest life lesson.
I like that because a lot of people guard their kids.
Right. And she didn't guard us.
Right.
From anything.
Well, I mean, she also didn't let you guys experience too much of a struggle.
Right.
But she let you guys
know what she familiarized us with struggle.
Exactly. So you knew that life wasn't all peaches and cream and all that stuff like that.
She was definitely a reality person.
Oh yeah. Oh, Aunt Mary was real. Aunt Mary was
Real.
Was real. real. I feel like my mom was like, she taught me you don't have to pay full price for anything. And she did. I mean, bull aside.
She taught me that too.
She did. And I've saved some money, man. Like, but she also, I'll put it like this. My mom said you don't have to pay full price for anything, but you also don't have to not experience things because you're not paying full price. So, I mean, Tavari's right. We went out to eat. We did activities. We traveled. Like, we did stuff. We just didn't pay full price for it. And as an adult, that's travel with me. Or I've continued to do that as an adult. So when I travel, I don't pay full price to travel.
No, she doesn't.
I don't pay full price for my items. I mean, I live frugally, but I live well.
Right.
If that makes sense. And then my mom also taught us to love and love hard. Like, make sure that I think one of the biggest things that I learned from my mom, especially, like, we talked a lot about being spanked and group spankings and stuff like that. Our parents made sure that, one, we knew why we were being punished.
Right.
It wasn't just, I'm whooping you just to whoop you.
No, it's I'm whooping you because of this, that, and the other.
Right. And they also made sure that they knew that we were still loved while they were doing that. So my mom wouldn't whoop us when she was angry. No. Because she knew her strength. And Mary wouldn't whoop us when she was angry. No. She'd make us line up in the hallway.
Exactly. And wait.
I think that's something, like, seeing as I want to adopt kids and I want to adopt older kids, that's something that, not the spanking part, I mean, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But when it comes to punishment, making sure my kids know that I still love them even during that process. Because as a child, you're like, oh, you don't love me. You spanking me. You making me experience pain.
But they're spanking you because they love you.
Because they love you. Right. And as an adult, looking back on that, I see that.
Right.
And I respect my mom for that.
Right.
But that was in every aspect. Like, my mom can ground us because she would forget.
Right. Not my mom. Not mine.
She would forget. And she made me realize that every child gets punished differently.
Right.
And every person everybody learns differently. Everybody experiences things differently. Right. And to adjust your parenting style for that. Now, I'm still a few years away from being a parent, but I feel like I'm going to take that with me when I do become a parent.
Right.
Do you have any other lessons from Mama?
No. I think
And Mary can make some stuff stretch, though. And Mary can make meals. She can make a meal stretch.
Clothes.
Yeah.
Hair.
Yeah. That's one thing I learned from Mary. And Mary knew how to make a meal stretch. I mean, she was
They want sisters for no reason.
I mean, you sure right. And Mary could feed.
She was a coupon queen, and my mom make it stretch.
That's right. Bruh. I feel like that's us now, though. Like,
it is.
It really is.
It's crazy, right?
Oh, my gosh. We're our moms. That's fine. Well, on that note, we're going to end this week's episode. We want to thank you again for tuning in.
Thank you.
And remember, like us, follow us, drop a comment if you like us. And we'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.